President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid yesterday received a major boost as the All Progressives Congress party in the Northwest endorsed him as his only preferred candidate for the 2027 presidential election. The endorsement of President Tinubu took place at a meeting which was held at the Indoor Sports Hall of the late Umaru Musa Yaradua Hall, Murtala Square, Kaduna. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, moved the motion for the endorsement, while Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris seconded it. Thus, a vote of confidence was passed on Tinubu for the second term in 2027. The ruling APC governors in the Northwest Zone were also offered automatic tickets for a second term in the 2027 governorship elections, just as the national chairman of the ruling party, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and the deputy president of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibrin, insisted that there is no vacancy in Aso Rock in 2027. Joining us on the morning show to discuss the Northwest adoption of President Tinubu as sole candidate is Kenneth Okonkwo, a lawyer and spokesperson for the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election. Welcome to the morning show, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Bati. Thank you, Rufai. And thank you, Vimbai. I don't want you to laugh too much today, so I would not ask you to be our young Nigerian wife.
Anyway, very quickly. Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, the chairman of the APC, had told us previously that 2027 is a done deal. And we've seen a gale of defections. Now, the North, that people used to say, oh, Northerners have rejected Tinubu. Now we have the governors of the Northwest, the senators, the lawmakers from the Northwest, all of them saying there is no vacancy in Aso Rock in 2027. So maybe Ganduje is right then to have said that 2027 is a done deal for the APC. What do you think?
Well, let's first of all commence this program by reminding us what Martin Luther King Jr. said. He said, everyone must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. Our leaders, they are now very known worldwide for making a decision to walk in the darkness of destructive selfishness. You can imagine a people that are consumed by insecurity. This morning, 15 persons have been killed in Agatu, local government of Benue State. In Northwest, they have become a basket case, have the highest number of out-of-school children. They are the poorest. And then, what people busy themselves to do is to be talking about an election that is 2 years from now. Let me tell you, those sycophants that you saw there, they're not up to 1,000. All the political leaders in the Northwest, they're not up to 1,000. The population of Northwest in Nigeria is about 67 million persons. About more than 60 million persons. About 27% of the entire Nigerian population. Democracy is the government of the people, not the government of APC or some sycophants in the Northwest who are not interested in the welfare and security of their people, but in how to acquire power and money. It is shameful. We are not even up to 2 years of this regime, and people are consumed about who will be the next president in the next election. I tell you honestly, I feel disgusted. But like I said, they've made a choice to be walking in the darkness, pure darkness of destructive selfishness. These are people that steal what they don't even need. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. If you recall, in Delta State, you saw how a drama went on there. Official defection to APC. In that podium that was in Delta State, you will see men who have been convicted by Supreme Court for bribery and corruption in dollars in the name of integrity. You will see men that have been known to be pocketing dollar in their danchiki openly, looking at whether anybody is seeing them. Those same people are still being called by their states to give account of their stewardship as governor, and they are evading by all means unknown to go and answer for what they have done. Their surname is now classified as dollar, and you saw some people there who are invited by EFCC to give account. So there you are seeing association of professional criminals made up of suspects, made up of accused, made up of convicts. These are facts. Are these people the people you think that will give you light of creative altruism? I have now known the philosophy of APC. In Delta State, their spokesperson came out and mentioned the ideology. They say they are taste of palm wine politicians. And let me tell you something about palm wine. My father was a traditional chief and had a DOC, a palm wine tapper, that brings palm wine for him in the morning every day. The one that the bottom has not reached the ground. Always swell. And that palm wine, if you don't refrigerate it, it can change taste more than 20 times in a day. And if you allow it to stay a day or two, it will be so strong you can use it to make local gin, kai kai. So these are politicians that are unstable like water. I guarantee you that a lot of them will work even for the opposition come in the next 2 years, because they are taste of palm wine politicians. They say when the taste of palm wine changes, they also change. So you are talking about chameleon.
Okay.
Who work.
All right, Mr. Okonkwo, I know today we don't have that much time with you, so I just want to step in at this point. I was reading an article, an interview granted by a senator who just defected from NNPP to APC. And in his estimation, he says, there are no parties, there are no ideologies, it's just the alphabet. The only thing that differentiates the political parties in Nigeria are letters of the alphabet. Now, in this instance, you're somebody who has come from Labour Party. We see the issues happening inside Labour Party. There's APC, which is now being accused of dangling the carrot, offering contracts and all sorts of juicy goodies for people to come and defect. There's PDP, which has its own issues. What's the way forward? Because it seems that all of the political parties are made up of the same people who, as you have called them, are palm wine drinkers who change drinking pattern several times of the day. What's the way forward for the Nigerian citizen?
You know, like I said, I wanted to conclude on the fact that the election in the Northwest is going to be determined by 60 million persons, not by 1,000 sycophants. The way forward is very simple. You have known that I got disgusted with what even the opposition parties are doing. But thank God, the election of 2027 is going to be between the people of Nigeria and the ruling party, because democracy is the government of the people. The way forward is that there is a need. You know, there is a saying that your biggest teacher is your last mistake. In 2023, the opposition made the mistake of dividing themselves, and then a minority party that got about 37% of the vote now became a ruling party, and you can see the destruction they are making. The way forward is that the opposition should come together in a coalition, and when they come together, they will give Nigerians the alternative in integrity, in character, in learning, in knowledge. And I'm telling you, Nigerians will speak. And Nigerians must remember that in Nigeria today, when you vote, you have to defend your vote. So Nigerians must come together. The opposition must come together, set their house in order, and then take out this government that has become a scourge on the Nigerian people.
Okay, I'd like to ask you this. The Punch newspaper ran with a story today that some people are saying Atiku wants to give Peter Obi a running mate ticket for a one-term presidency. What's your take on Atiku and such arrangements like that? Anyway, Atiku camp offers Obi VP role in a one-term deal. What's your take on things like that? Secondly, you say parties have ideology. Can you tell me the ideology of the Labour Party that you were part of? Because, take for instance, I'll give you an instance. Labour is supposed to be pro-workers. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party was a proper capitalist to the core. There was a diversion of ideology in terms of who Peter Obi was and what is supposed to be the Labour Party ideology. So tell me, and I asked this question to Peter Obi many times, tell me what's the ideology of the Labour Party? Because if a capitalist par excellence is running on a Labour Party that believes in workers' rights, are very social in its outlook, then there's a diversion of ideology. So tell me what the ideology of Labour Party is, and tell me what you think about this Atiku Abubakar, saying he wants to offer Peter Obi a deal, VP, for a one-term deal.
Well, you see, in politics, candidates have the choice to get into their own discussion and negotiation. But for me, my own take is that whoever believes that he's qualified to be president should submit himself for a free and fair primary election. That toughness that we're going to face in the primary will determine the person that has the capacity to face the tough challenge in the general election. I am not in the league of people trying to persuade anybody to step down for anybody. That should be the decision of the candidate himself, because I wouldn't want anybody to come out and say, I'm leaving this coalition or this party because I was pressured to give up my ambition. I wouldn't have loved to be this or that. So whatever Atiku or Obi are discussing should be left for them. But for me, whoever wants to contest for the presidency should submit himself and contest for the presidency and let the people decide. That's what I'm going to say on that.
Okay.
Now,
the Labour Party ideology question I ask you, please. What's the Labour? Yeah.
Yes. The Labour Party ideology, remember, it's a workers' party. And so it is to build a new Nigerian personality that is altruistic, that is transparent and committed to due process of law in all spheres of our economy, that will care for the security and welfare of workers. And I'm talking about Labour Party. Remember, the politicians entered into Labour Party almost 3 months before the time. So whether they would have integrated their own ideologies is something only God knows, because it's only God that knows what ought to have been or what would have been.
Okay,
so that's history now.
Very quickly.
And that is about the best I can say on that.
Okay, very quickly. As we
yes,
begin to...
and I told you already the ideology of APC, taste of palm wine politics. They said it themselves.
Okay, just by way of clarification, in less than 1 minute. Now, where do you now stand in the political equation? You say you have left Labour Party. You don't agree with opposition coalition politics. I thought you would even come here this morning and praise President Tinubu and say, it's good that the Northwest has endorsed him. But, you took a different tack. So where are you now in terms of this political game? Or you have left politics to just be a critic? You have joined us on this side. Where are you?
Well, I told you that Northwest has not endorsed Tinubu. As a matter of fact, it's even only politicians of APC, so which they are not up to 1,000 persons. So that is, by the way, I told you Northwest is 60 million persons.
No,
so they have
your own politics.
Tinubu.
Your own politics. Where are you now? Where are you now?
My own politics, I told you I am a member of the coalition. We have not chosen officially a platform. We are talking, and I am part of the talks. And when we choose a platform, which might not be too long from now, We will inform Nigerians. I told you when I leave a party, it is because of the party itself, not because of another party. So when I leave a party, I go into negotiation because I have to be sure of which people and which party is interested in the security and welfare of Nigerians. You have to assure me, and I have to know the people I am going to enter into such party with. And when I get all those answers clear, when I tell Nigerians this is the way to go, they will believe me. Because in all honesty, we need a new thing. We may not go back to change the beginning, but we can start from where we are today and change the ending.
Okay, on
so
that
I
note,
am part of the coalition. I said it, and I mean it, and we will achieve it, and we will succeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, for joining us on